You know what? I know what we're all here for, so let's get on with it.
Hey, people. Seth here,
Hey,
fellas.
Seth.
I gotta confess, I'm down bad. I,
Down
got
bad?
caught peeing in the sink. Now, I don't think that's weird. It's a
what?
victimless crime, just like punching someone in the dark.
Standing
if the sink
here.
is so forbidden to urination, then why is it placed so perfectly, reducing my hesitation? But, I feel embarrassed. No, not because I did it, but because I got caught. I'm not gonna stop.
You got
I'll
caught?
just get better. For the future,
Don't get
I'm
caught.
gonna trick shot my stream around the sink bowl. That's a silent projectile. Effectively,
be
I'm applying a
silent.
suppressor to my gun barrel. That way, members of my family
Hope
cannot
I don't have a
ambush me so
shotgun
easily, and I will not be shamed by people who immediately revert to authoritarian statements such as, "We have 2 toilets. Why did you use the sink?" Listen, I saved water.
Because
I saved lives. Maybe a
reasons.
few decades from now, there'd be entire villages in sub-Saharan Africa singing songs of praise over how much water I saved. And you
Better
know
to
what?
sink
All
in
I
the-
had to do
better to
was
piss in the
unload
sink
my
than
fire
sink in the
hose
piss.
in a kitchen
That's
sink.
right.
Company
Sage
of
wisdom.
Heroes 2,
Yo,
strangely enough,
this
is the
game
topic of this
is-
video.
I
It
like
is an
this
old
game.
game played by old men, namely
Old
us.
men.
Company of Heroes 2 is a
Old
squad-based RTS
Also,
covering
nice
the events of
skins.
World War II, a fictional war where Germany hired Hugo
Fictional,
Boss to
yes.
design their fashionable blitz of Europe. Russia managed to kill
fancy.
24 million of their own people, and the
Oops.
US greatly increased the temperature of 2 neighborhoods in Southeast Asia. All this
Oops.
happened while
Sorry,
the UK
Philippines.
sat in a corner, still wondering why marching all your men single file into machine gun fire during World War I may impact their ability to participate in the sequel. Basically, a sequence of events so absurd that we
MGs,
depart from the
funny.
realm of fiction into history. Everything seen here
Let
is
me
not
just
only real,
cross
it's
my
historically
legs.
accurate.
Let me
Yes,
just grab
the
my
blast radius of a single grenade, approximately the same size as everything you love and cherish. Yes, the trajectory of a mortar shell, statistically, by a random chance, will always land perfectly on a soldier's head, killing at least 3 more. Yes, a machine gun will
Ouch.
pin every squad on the map. That is, unless you own the machine gun, in which case it pins one enemy, gets flanked, and eats a Molotov to the face. Tanks
Damn,
counter
every
infantry,
time.
anti-tanks, or AT, counter tanks. But pray tell, what counters an anti-tank? Answer, the same tank driving towards you. Combat is a mystery.
very
Sometimes
nice.
the enemy calls in air support, pinning our infantry. So, logically, I shoot them down. The burning plane crashes into my friend's base, taking out
Oops.
the rest of his infantry. Here
daisy.
is the largest tank in the
Wow,
game.
nice
the King
camo.
Tiger. Notice, standard for
tigers.
vehicles of its time, the traditional German Ahegao paint job. One
Very
of the
nice.
greatest features
Very
of this game
drippin'.
is custom content, because when I pick a shitty anime faceplate, you get no choice in
Hey,
the matter.
Astolfo.
You're forced to download the,
The
same
jelly man.
shitty anime faceplate,
The jelly
which, when
man
inspected
from-
closely, reveals
Oh,
instructions
no.
on how to make meth.
Oh no. Why did someone turn off the cognition filter?
I believe Central Intelligence can employ this in the future.
it's the
We
CIA.
join someone's game, forcibly download illegal content to their PC, and do a sting operation on their residence. If they start
Oh
screaming
my.
civil liberties or probable
Civil
cause,
lib-
cite Penal Code 129, paragraph 27, subsection C, which states, anyone caught playing Hearts of Iron 4, Europa Universalis, or Company of Heroes 2 is probably a domestic terrorist. I also really enjoy setting my victory strike to
yeah,
FPS killer.
sure.
I almost feel like it's an
FPS
obligation.
killer?
You see, one of my friends doesn't exactly have the best computer. This encourages him to play his very best, because if he loses, he's not just going to lose the game. His PC will overheat and die, killing him in the explosion.
Yes, it will kill him in real life forever.
I'm getting off track. Gameplay. You produce units to capture
Very
and
nice.
hold territory. The more territory you hold, the higher your income to spend on units and upgrades. Your
delicious.
objective is to either take and hold certain key positions or destroy the enemy HQ. Very
I like
simple.
doing the latter.
Infantry come in squads of 4 to 6. Each of these individuals can fight and die on the battlefield. But as long as the squad stays alive, you can replace
Yeah,
your dead
if-
soldiers.
as
This
long
is
as one guy
infinitely cheaper
revives,
than
you can just
ordering
keep-
a fresh new squad. This
can
is a
just keep
micro-intensive
pouring in
RTS
more.
where positioning matters. There's a cover system. 4 dudes hiding behind a cow isn't great, but But it's better than getting capped in the middle of the street. Sandbags, broken vehicles, or even a domestic dwelling offer the best protection. However, terrain is dynamic. A tank shell can transform brick walls into brick memories. A howitzer pancakes buildings into rubble, and any men inside into red stains. And artillery fire causes deformation of the soil, leaving craters that provide cover in the process. Basically, in 1941, we already knew how to terraform. We can take anything we see and make it worse. There's
also, fun fact, in the First World War, the reason why the poppies were a symbol of that era, a symbol of armistice, was because all the tanks and all the vehicles and stuff essentially tilled the soil and stirred up the seeds so they can actually flourish and grow on once was the battlefield, creating beautiful poppy fields. I'm a blueberry jelly, not strawberry jam.
Also, ice.
At least you're not cloudberry jam.
Because having ice implies that you're playing a winter map, which nobody does because they suck. Ice breaks on impact. It's a great form of population control and a good way to lose your tank. Vehicles are a little different. In general, the distance, angle, size, wind resistance, conductivity, and horoscope of the ammunition against the horoscope of the armor determines damage. Most 88mm shells are made in June, making them a cancer, while most of the bulk production of German armor was late September, making it a Libra. Cancer typically defeats Libra, unless Mercury is in retrograde, in which case all bets are off. A tank's armor is strongest at the front, which means the back and side is ripe for the taking. Fighting a tank directly is a terrible idea. Your shots won't do much if they even connect. You'll know true terror when you see every anti-tank gun shoot the same target, only to hear a characteristic ting, which means their front plate is so thick that every shell just bounced off. On the bright side, the heavier the tank, the slower it moves. So we outmaneuver
with those medium light tanks.
And if that doesn't work, there's always the Soviet approach, where I take a T-34 and ram it into your tank.
Just ram that motherfucker.
Tanks, but the Soviets designed the gas pedal in reverse. Once you start the ignition, you press the pedal to stop the tank. If, hypothetically, your head has been blown off by shrapnel, your foot will release the pedal. The engine will accelerate and take out one of the best tanks in the world.
Slam them!
And then you make another.
Russian tanks,
I don't know if this is true. My sources are some schizophrenic guy whose bathroom was red with chicken blood. And before you say, Seth, I don't think he sounds reliable.
Are you sure it's not ketchup?
You know, he's a practicing doctor. Let's talk about the races. There's 5 in total. First, let's talk about the bad guys. The British. I'm kidding.
The British!
The Orcs are a defensive faction. They can lock down large areas of the map with emplacements, and their tanks feature some of the best armor in the game.
No wonder they're based in...
I never saw the decals close up. Yo,
those are some...
this is a normal...
Those are some old anime...
Bro,
that's some early... This is some mid-2000s decals.
They do temporarily suffer from a lack of manpower.
When the Churchill starts vaping.
Late game, where Saruman begins to command the very mud to rise up and reinforce your squads with Uruk-hai.
Rise the
Goblins
Chads.
Are going to give out gigantic loans with even higher interest to all of their allies.
What did they mean by this?
I expect their banks to hold most of the gold on the planet.
That's a lot of gold.
Game, they actually fight. They can spam their basic unit and never lose a single engagement because, unlike everybody else, they don't retreat. They just park an ambulance outside and spawn camp your base. If you even dare to counter them, they'll spam rangers instead. Homo Sovieticus. This game's release was met with heavy criticism from Russia, stating that portraying the Eastern Front as a slaughterhouse where civilians were conscripted to fight with a single lever-action rifle between 5 or 6 people was inaccurate because by the time you get to use it, realistically, you're a group of free. In this game, the Russian army works much the same way. Everything and everyone is mass-produced and expendable. Our tanks are built like shit. Our men leave their homes with teary eyes, domestically abusing their wife one last time because they know full well they might not come back. The High Elves feature the 2 best vehicles in the game.
The High Elves?
the Kugelwagen,
The Kugelwagen. Zwei
which has
Kaffee?
the highest
Two
RPM
coffees?
in the entire game. It also
Wow.
dies from a mild gust of wind, which
Ouch.
makes keeping it alive
Ouch.
all the more interesting. And this is a Sturmtiger. The gun is so
Sturmtiger.
huge that it must be reloaded externally by the crew for 30
Man.
seconds. And this is what
Damn,
it sounds
but-
like when it fires.
How does it fire? Holy shit.
Oberkommando
That's-
Vest are highly mobile and aggressive.
That's
Their
some
playstyle
crazy
is
shit.
keep pushing the front line until you win, and occasionally send a
Zerg
Kugelwagen into
rush.
their back line. And finally, we have the
Oh,
Germans.
no,
I don't
the
like playing the
Germans.
Deutsch. Everything is incredibly bureaucratic, just like Germany. Oh, nein,
I
Entschuldigung,
hate
we have not
bureaucracy.
escalated the battle phase. Please continue losing a little longer before we can authorize the countermeasure for what you're currently losing to. Wehrmacht has some of the greatest
Man, I wish I played Company Heroes without playing the Germans first because, yeah, that was rough. Not being able to use the tanks before escalating the phases, rough. Also, Pepe.
this variety in units and tactics, but I am very bad at playing them. I'm highly emotional and unstable. So yes, this will affect my opinion. There's many ways to play this game. Against AI, against players, 1v1,
Ooh.
2v2, anything is possible. But
Very
let me tell you
nice.
the worst way to play this game. 4v4
Huh?
versus expert AI.
Oh
fucking
no.
4 experts? Hell yeah. I'm
Oh
ready to get
no.
butt pounded.
Those
What do you mean
poor
butt pounded?
saps.
This is joy. Do you not feel
Butt
mud?
Which is what
pounded.
we've been doing for the past few weeks.
Oh,
It's a bonding
no.
exercise, a form of collective suffering that brings us closer
Yo,
together.
please,
Allow
yeah,
me to
Company
summarize that
Heroes too?
experience.
Fucking
No.
miserable after that game. Damn.
God, I remember
Playing against
this.
expert AI is like your Goku in a hyperbolic time chamber. You get so mad so fast. You're training years in just days. You're learning forms
Wow.
of anger that take decades to
Insane.
develop. My life is currently
It's
one
like
of
when you
those
play
Fortnite
Company of
shirts
Heroes
see
2, you
around
become the
town.
best
Except
at every
instead
other-
It says eat, sleep, scream, repeat. I fucking hate this
Scream.
game. I lied. It's not fun. You go in with hope. You come out a broken, hollow husk of your former
Yeah.
self. But why? Because expert gets everything you get, except double. Plus, perfect reflexes,
Double?
map hack, and the ability to bend reality. You're going to be eating your first
Bend
tank shell
reality?
before 5 minutes into the game. You're going to make
Very,
progress,
very
only to
fun.
see 3 red flares drop on top of you, undoing
no.
all of your progress. You're going to look away for a split second and see your whole squad disappear. You're going to play the game perfectly
Ouch.
and still lose. In summary, Company
Damn.
of Heroes 2. I hate it. It's great. But
It's
before I
great.
continue, consider the following. That purchasing a legitimate copy of the base
War
game
never
allows you to
changes.
play only
It's
2
the same
of the
thing.
5 possible factions. That's right. You only get to play
what?
Wehrmacht and the Soviets. The rest is DLC.
Uh,
Surely that's not
DLC.
too bad, right?
That's-
I mean, it's
That's
the
what that was like. What 3 times the price of the actual game?
least they can ask of us
Very
to buy
fun.
the base game for $20 and then buy the other 3 races for $40. But wait, it gets
Double the
better.
price.
Most of the game features are locked behind faction commanders, which can be purchased
commanders.
with money. For reference,
Gotcha.
an entire faction is the same cost as 4 commanders. However,
Yow.
people are very quick to point this out. You could also earn them with in-game currency using the greatest loot box ever made. I've played over 100 hours. Do you know the number of times I
Nearly
dropped
200.
currency? Free. Do you know how many
3.
more I need to earn a commander? 27. I love
Ouch.
simping for corporations. I love cash shops. I love that yummy high fructose corn
Oh, no.
syrup. I love
no,
the
I-
United Nations.
Oh,
With this
no,
in
I
mind,
hate the
strongly
Antichrist.
encourage
I hate
anyone
the
interested
Antichrist.
to visit a third-party reseller instead. The copy you're looking for is the Master
G2A.
Collection. This should include all the races, but instead of $60, you spend $15. Yes, I know everyone and their
delicious.
mother is scared of CD key resellers. I bought
Classy.
about 100 keys
Very
online.
classy.
Every single one worked. Then I once bought a boxed copy of Fallout Tactics from the store, which just had an empty case with a code inside. That code didn't work. So, from my
Ah,
experience,
come on.
putting my trust in a random Polish stranger gives me better results. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. This
Think-
video
Wait.
is a test to see how quickly I could churn something out. Turns out
And
for
you did
creative
this-
output,
you
in the absence
succeeded.
of passion, vitriol is an entirely viable substitute. A warm thanks to the many members
Wow.
of the Merchants Guild.
Those are some
generously
really sound
funding
words.
And bankrolling these videos. They're
Very,
all truly
very-
wonderful. Have a good one.
Yep, that's pretty much how it is. In the absence of passion, vitriol will do in a pinch. That's why I do reaction content, because it's so easy. But I digress. Watch another video for more VTuber funnies. Thanks for watching.